welcome back to Beyond the Veil Tarot and Astrology. My name's Candice Marie. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm back at it with yet another video, and this is going to be your October 2025 Horoscopes for the 12 Zodiac signs. I hope you guys like this content. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and you like this video. Consider sharing and make sure you guys subscribe if you want to see more of my horoscopes, astrology, and tarot videos along the way in the month of October. So glad to be back. We're going to be doing a special kind of, prediction for the 12 signs for this month. And obviously, we're working with a new deck. So I'm kind of busting out all of my individual decks, and I'm going to be using different decks each month, giving them some love. So this month, I'm going to be working with the Flux Arcana Tarot. Lots of skeletons and fun things that are in here. And we're going to be pulling 7 cards for each and every one of the signs. Each card is going to have a different meaning. Just want to go over that with you guys really quick. The spread positions are going to be 1 through 7. And for the first card, you're going to be seeing that this is the overall energy of October. So it's going to kind of tell you a little bit of the general vibe for what to be expecting for this month. Then we're going to see for card number 2, you're going to be getting information about your career as well as any of your personal ambitions. So if you're looking for insights into work, goals, or your professional growth, this is the card for that. Card number 3, this is going to be all about love and relationships. So this is just general guidance on romance, friendships, and your general overall connections. Card number 4 is going to be about health and self-care. So if you're looking for some guidance or advice for physical, mental, or emotional well-being, it'll be that. Card number 5 is going to cover your finances and anything regarding abundance for this month. So it's going to give you an outlook on money as well as resources and your prosperity. And card number 6 are the challenges that you're going to have to overcome in October. So any potential obstacles and kind of how to navigate those situations. And then card number 4 is the general overall outcome and the guidance for October, giving you key advice and likely resolution themes throughout the month. So readings are going to be for your rising, sun, or moon sign. Make sure you guys listen to all 3 to get a general overview for what to kind of be expecting, whatever resonates with you guys the most. And we'll go ahead and kick off and get into the readings now. What's up, Aries and Aries risings? Welcome to your October Horoscope. I'm excited to be back giving you guys your 7-card spread for the month. Now we're going to be starting with the first card, which is going to be covering your overall energy for the month of October. The card that I'm getting for you guys is Temperance, and it is a major arcana card. This is upright. This basically means that the themes for the month ahead are going to revolve around balance, moderation, as well as harmony, and having a little bit of patience when it comes to kind of blending life's elements this month. Now, you are going to find that October is really calling for you to, find your equilibrium. This could be amongst what's going on with business. It could be relationships. And this is really about avoiding extremes. And you're really going to want to focus on maintaining your inner peace as well as adapting smoothly to any changes. Now, as you know, this is also a card that deals with healing. So it can also be saying that this is going to be a theme, be that physical, emotional, psychological, and trying to find a little bit more balance in your life. Now, for card number 2, this is going to be your career card for the month ahead. And to that, I get the King of Wands. Now, obviously, this is a card that deals with leadership, right? This is also a fire sign. So this is you if you're an Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's all about your vision, your charisma, and taking bold action this month. So really focus on where you can find more passion, where you can find more creativity. I do think that for many of you guys, this is going to be about shining in your professional pursuits and having lots of creative ideas and feeling very confident. Now, it's really important to take initiative on projects this month and channel your energy into positively inspiring other people. Look for help and assistance that can come from other fire signs, be that other Aries, Leos, or Sagittariuses as well. Now for card number 3, this is going to be all about your relationships and what to be expecting for relationships this month. Essentially, we are getting the 7 of Wands and it's upright. So this means that it's all about perseverance. It's also about your defense kind of mechanisms, maybe standing your ground and experiencing some competition. Now, relationships may involve standing up for your own needs and defending your boundaries while also fostering better open communication to strengthen bonds in committed partnerships. be that professionally or with clients. But obviously in a relationship sense, I think about the full moon that's taking place in your sign this month, where the sun in Libra is going to show where you have to stand up for what you want in relationships and what you're needing for better intimacy. Now, card number 4 is going to be all about your health and anything that is kind of connecting to health, wellness, self-care. And the card that you get is the Death card. Pretty appropriate. I think a couple of people are going to pull this month. And the Death card is associated with Scorpio. Okay, so this basically means that it's a month of transformation. So when it comes to your health, maybe you're focusing on detoxing, clearing things out, focusing on kind of healing trauma or any kind of psychological or emotional healing. The Death card can be a tricky one, but it's all about new beginnings and letting go of something so you could have something new kind of come in. It's regenerative. So it's a time to really focus on positive change in your habits, releasing things that don't serve you, and focusing on your overall well-being. So think like old routines, are coming up for reevaluation, and you're going to be kind of clearing some of that stuff out and emerging a little bit better, refreshed, and revitalized. For card number 5, this is going to cover all of your abundance and anything revolving around your finances. The card that you guys get is the Knight of Pentacles, and it is reversed. Okay, so this can be about dealing with other earth signs. So it can be about Tauruses, Virgos, Capricorns. It can also be about financial messages that are coming in. But obviously this is a reversal. So that does mean that you may be experiencing or feeling like there's themes of stagnation. Maybe you're feeling a little frustrated, or that there's like lack of progress. Maybe there's some inefficiency that's kind of coming up in your finances or your budgeting. Maybe you're just being a little bit more overly cautious this month with money. So the way that I see October is that like money matters might feel a little stuck in the beginning. And really what it's asking you to do is reassess your routines and avoid procrastination. This is important to get back on track when it comes to stability. And I think this is also kind of tied to the incoming retrograde that you're going to be starting to feel in October and November, where you're reassessing things connected to debt, money owed, joint accounts, or anything involving investments. Card number 6 is going to be representing the challenges that you're here to overcome this month. And honestly, I think you're going to handle it like a champ. I think this is going to be a really great month for you because the card that you pull is the Emperor card, and that is your card as an Aries sun, moon, or rising. So this means that you're really focusing on overcoming obstacles, and maybe you feel like there's going to be some challenges, there's some pressure, but you're rising to the occasion. You're focusing on creating more structure this month. It's all about your personal authority, as well as having control and stability. Now, this could be your self-esteem. This could be connected to your job. This could be about, exercising your personal boundaries, really taking a good hard look at yourself, especially under some of these transits like the full moon in Aries, where it's really going to be about looking at issues where maybe there's been too much rigid thinking, or maybe there's been a lot of external pressures that are going to test you, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So it's important to use discipline and really organize some of the chaos this month without becoming inflexible. And then the final card that you guys are going to get, this is the outcome card, what to expect. You get Justice. Wow. So we've got the Emperor, which represents Aries. We've got Justice, which represents Libra. I think there is going to be this reevaluation of where you stand in relationship to other people, where you're rising to the occasion. And obviously the themes of the month and what you're going to learn by the end of October is anything revolving around rebalancing the scales. So I think fairness, truth, cause and effect, and accountability is going to be a huge thing for you guys as well. So keep in mind that decisions that will be made this month, they need to be made with integrity. And if so, they will pay off. And trust in, the laws of the universe and karma kind of balancing out the positive and the negatives. Aries, I hope that's helpful for you. I hope you enjoy your full moon. I'll catch you guys back here next month. Hey Taurus and Taurus rising, welcome to your October 2025 horoscopes. I hope you guys are well, and I'm excited to give you some insight on the month ahead. We're going to start with the first card, which is going to be your general overall energy for the month of October. The card that I got for you guys is the Eight of Wands. Great energy. This means that this month is all about rapid movement and quick decisions. You're going to make a lot of progress, and you're going to see a lot of action taking place. Now, this month is going to be unfolding pretty swiftly, and there's going to be opportunities that will be arising very suddenly. It's about really embracing the momentum this month and really focusing on advancing your personal goals and not dragging your feet and not having delays. Okay, so keep the energy moving all month long. Now, for the second card, this is going to be about your career as well as your ambition. And the card that you get is the Eight of Pentacles. This is a great card, especially when it comes to getting a lot of work done, being productive. And this means that you're going to be really focusing on diligence this month. It's also about your craftsmanship, maybe skill building, as well as just a lot of good old hard work. Now, I think that this is going to be important for really focusing, on honing in on your expertise. So whatever it is that you're really good at, finding some of your strengths and really dedicating yourself to tasks that are going to lead to mastery, as well as some kind of recognition in your field. Now, card number 3 is going to be all about relationships. The card that you get for this month is going to be the Six of Pentacles reversed. So obviously, this is a card that talks about there being some kind of kinks and things that you're working out in relationships. Obviously, planets are going to be moving into your opposite sign of Scorpio, and that's going to be kind of showing where relationships are going to need a little bit more TLC. Perhaps you're going to see some imbalances when it comes to giving and receiving. There can be some selfish kind of behavior, and maybe you're reevaluating like debt or anything revolving around joint finances. I would say what you want to watch for is any uneven dynamics in partnerships, and you really want to be striving for fairness and avoiding any resentment to be able to better kind of work out some issues and also restore your personal relationship harmonies. Now, card number 4 is going to be all about health as well as self-care. The card that you get for the month ahead is the Seven of Wands reversed. So for you guys, what this really means is that you are maybe feeling like when it comes to some of your health and habits, it's been a little challenging recently. Maybe you feel like giving up, or you've been kind of overwhelmed, or you've been avoiding conflict. There can also be a sense of feeling like you're fighting an uphill battle when it comes to health, your schedule, or organization. I think really the key here is looking at what's making you feel bogged down, where you're experiencing fatigue, or maybe you feel like you're needing to kind of prioritize defending yourself or taking your own space. This is also going to be about prioritizing rest and release, and kind of looking at releasing any unnecessary conflict or battles so that way you can recharge. I do anticipate this is going to be a huge theme for you guys, as you're going to be experiencing a new moon in Libra, which is going to help you prompt new health and habits, and also a full moon in Aries in your 12th house, which is going to be really focusing on rest and release. So it's really looking at the mind, body, spirit balance, and where maybe there's some overwhelm coming from your daily routines that's putting you in a situation where you're realizing that you're getting kind of bogged down. Now, card number 5 is going to be all about finances and abundance for the month ahead. And the card that you get is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Taurus, obviously you're an earth sign, so this can be addressing you personally, or it can involve another earth sign like another Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Knights oftentimes bring messages, so there can be lots of messages revolving around finances. Obviously, the reversed feeling is kind of feeling like stuck in the mud, or you're feeling stagnant in an area. Maybe you're feeling like you're not really making the progress that you want to be making financially. Maybe you feel like there's been some delays in receiving funds. Be careful, do be cautious with some of your expenses this month. I think that you're better off kind of budgeting and reevaluating what you're spending and talking to partners about joint kind of assets. And I feel like your financial routines actually really need some shaking up, or you could receive some news that can kind of shake things up in this next month. Just avoid, complacency, and really try to prevent any missed opportunities for growth when it comes to your financial situation. Now, as for the 6th card, this is going to represent challenges that you're overcoming in October. The card that you're getting is the Fool card. Okay, so I love this for you because I feel like there is this sense of being a little bit more open-minded and willing to try something new. New beginnings, right? Approaching things in a very kind of childlike, innocent way. Being more risk-taking and also a little bit more spontaneous this month is really going to benefit you. Watch for kind of naively leaping into situations that might trip you up, though. Approach adventures with a sense of awareness, and I think you want to turn some of the potential curveballs that can come up this month into positives. And then for your final card, the 7th card is going to represent your guidance or outcome for the month ahead. The card that I get is the 5 of Swords reversed. So this means that October is going to be teaching you guys in a nutshell that it's all about forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving other people, being able to kind of make amends, moving on from potential conflicts that might be kicking off in October that will be dealt with in November, and also the release of tension. So I think that this is really going to be teaching you that this is a month to let go of past defeats, that reconciliation can be a positive, And that inner peace is going to be guiding you guys towards more of a harmonious close to the end of the month. I hope that's helpful, Taurus. I'll catch you guys back here in November. Hey Gemini and Gemini rising, welcome to your October Horoscopes. I hope you guys are well. Let's see what October has in store for you guys. Now we're going to be starting first with the first card, which is going to represent the general overall energy for the month of October. The card that you guys get is the King of Wands. Now this is upright, so it's a positive indication of being able to take action this month. You might be receiving some help or some support from a fire sign. So Aries, Leos, and Sagittariuses can kind of help you along the way. And this means that your goal for October is all about leadership, focusing on your vision and being very charismatic, taking some bold actions, and also taking some risks. Now, it means that you're going to notice that there is a sense of natural enthusiasm that's coming up for you this month. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more action-oriented at work. Maybe you're feeling like you want to focus on your physical kind of health and outlets. But it's really important to, be pursuing your passions and also be leading with confidence in October, especially in social or in intellectual arenas. Now, card number 2 is going to represent your career and your ambition this month. The card that you're going to get is the Six of Wands reversed. So this means that when it comes to your career, you might be feeling a little flustered. You might be feeling like there is maybe a sense of lack of recognition that you're getting. Maybe there's some setbacks with, timelines or plans. And maybe you're dealing with some excessive pride in some way. I think about you guys and getting ready to, finish up your tour of Saturn and Neptune in your career house. So there can be a sense of feeling like things are taking a little bit longer to complete. The truth is that there can be professional victories. They're just simply going to be delayed this month. Stay humble, be persistent, especially when it comes to any fears or insecurities at work. And remember that this is about overcoming some temporary kind of ego bruises this month. Now, card number 3 for you is going to represent love and relationships. The card that you get is the Death card, and it's coming up upright. So I think we're going to see this card quite a bit this month. Obviously, we're going to be going into Scorpio season. So this means that there is definitely in relationships this theme of transformation. It can mean that there is renewal and regeneration of existing relationships. Some of you guys may potentially be dealing with Scorpios or kind of Pluto-related people. This can also mean that there are themes of not only new beginnings, but letting go and kind of purging and purifying some of your relationship connections. Now, it is possible that relationships evolve this month and that there are necessary changes that need to be made. I think about, towards the end of the month, you're going to be seeing that there is a back and forth with communication in relationships, and you're responding to relationships differently. And I think that's really what the Death card is going to be about. Focus on releasing outdated patterns and make way for deeper connections with those who you love. Now, card number 4 is going to represent your health as well as anything connected to self-care. The card that you guys are getting this month is the Queen of Cups, and she is coming up upright. So this does represent good emotional balance, good emotional health, and also support that can be coming from a nurturing partnership, a kind of wiser woman, anybody who might potentially be a water sign as well. So keep an eye out for Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces to kind of help you when it comes to your emotional health. But honestly, this is a card that deals with compassion, using your intuition and also emotional depth and nurturing. So I do think that you're really tuning in this month to your feelings, maybe self-healing. Maybe there's going to be some emotional boosts that are kind of coming through exercising more empathy, as well as self-kindness that's going to help boost your overall sense of vitality. Now, your 5th card is going to represent your finances and abundance this month. And the card that you get is the 10 of Cups reversed. So this can be a little tricky because usually this is a card that talks about being over the moon. And when it's coming up reversed, it means that you might feel like with your finances, there is a sense of disrupted harmony. Also, there could be, pending family, financial issues, or there could be a sense of unfulfilled emotional needs that are kind of affecting you because of some stuff that's all off kilter financially. Now, I do think it's possible that financial bliss can be reached, but I think you're working through some of the relational tensions. Maybe there is some elusive kind of things going on with money and resources. And you're really being asked to focus in October on aligning your values for better long-term security. Now, the 6th card that you get is going to represent the challenges and the things that you're going to be overcoming this month. The card that you guys get is the King of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so keep an eye out for earth signs, obviously Tauruses, Virgos, Capricorns. But this can also mean that some of the challenges that are coming up is literally dealing with material related issues, greed, right? Lack of progress at work, maybe lack of practicality. There can be a sense with the King of Pentacles coming up reversed that there is like an over attachment to having things a certain way. And that could be your habits, that could be your job. And really when it comes to, possessions, too much focus on materialism can actually hinder your progress. So this is a month to really cultivate generosity. I think to kind of navigate some of the scarcity mindsets that you're kind of experiencing, possibly tied back to some of the setbacks or the delays at work. And then the final card that you guys get is the seventh card, which is going to represent your desired outcome. And the card that I got for you guys is the Hierophant reversed. So this means that as the final card, you would really benefit from seeking some kind of professional kind of input or support or feedback this month. It doesn't mean if you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want to talk to a counselor, if you're needing to talk to a professional in a specific field to kind of help you get things in order. It could also mean that you're feeling a little bit rebellious, which makes sense. Uranus is back in your sign. You're going to see that there can be a little bit of back and forth with communication, especially towards the end of the month where you're feeling like your buttons are being pushed and you don't want to be told what to do. So through some of the tension or through some of the delays, I think a lot of Geminis are going to be feeling like they need to take an unconventional approach this month, and they need to be kind of challenging outdated ideas or, traditional ways of doing things. So it's going to be about breaking free from the norms, innovative thinking that will lead to personal growth, and I think some unexpected positive shifts in October. I hope that's helpful, and I'll catch you guys here back in November. Hey Cancer and Cancer risings, welcome to your October Horoscopes. I hope you guys are well. Excited to chat with you about the month ahead. We're going to start with the very first card, which is going to represent the general overall energy for the month of October. The card that you guys get is the Five of Pentacles. Now, obviously, this can be a little bit of a challenging card. It does talk about kind of overcoming hardships, maybe dealing with some financial stress and isolation or worry. Now, I do feel like this means that this is a month that's really kind of bringing up for some of you guys feelings of lack. Where you're feeling less than confident, where you're receiving less than what you need. And it's also about seeking support from networks or transforming some of your scarcity into opportunities and, opportunities for resilience. Obviously, being ruled by the moon, you're going to see a huge emphasis this month on your career and your home balance. So likely you're feeling the pressures of some of the squares where you're kind of trying to balance out things and you feel like if you give too much to one area, there's going to be something that's going to be lacking in another. So that's what we want to transform in this next month, is feeling more stable and also feeling a little bit more secure physically or emotionally. Now, as we get to the second card, this is going to represent what your overall career and ambitions looks like for the month ahead. And the card that you guys actually get is the Queen of Cups. Now that can be addressing you personally, Cancer, as you're a water sign, but this can also mean there's support coming from other water signs like Cancers, Scorpios, and Pisces. What I like about this is it means that as a water sign, you're really tapping into this energy where you're compassionate, you're intuitive, there's a lot of emotional depth this month, and you're really focusing on nurturing your career. So you're going to be really leading with empathy at work. You're going to really be listening to your gut and your intuition when it comes to your kind of professional plans. And you're really going to be focusing on, I think, fostering team harmony and finding or coming up with creative solutions to find win-wins at work and feel a little bit more emotionally satisfied. Now, for your third card, this is going to represent your love and relationships this month. And the card that you guys actually get is the Seven of Pentacles, and it is coming up reversed. So this can mean that there's a sense of like impatience that's coming up in your relationships. You might feel like there is a lack of fulfillment or a lack of reward, or maybe that, your partner isn't really great at planning things, or they're not really kind of taking the lead. You might be reevaluating and reassessing your relationship standing and asking yourself whether or not you should stay or go. Now, if you see frustration in partnerships surfacing this month, remember that this is all about kind of reassessing your efforts and where you're putting your time and your energy in relationships with others. And this is also about ensuring that there is mutual investment in your partnerships as well as growth. Now, when we get to the fourth card, this is going to represent your health and your self-care. And the card that you guys get is the Page of Cups. So you've got two of the kind of royals coming up in the water signs. So pretty significant for you, really tapping into your emotions and your intuition. And for health this month, I feel like this is a card that really deals with approaching things in a new way. Pages is about learning something new. So you might be learning a new healing modality. You might be learning a new kind of technique when it comes to your health or your fitness or your nutrition. It can also mean that there's a lot of intuitive messages that's kind of coming up for you when it comes to your health. And I would be maybe exploring something more artistic or creative to kind of help keep that like mental balance. Meditative practices can be really good. Art, dancing, things that feel inspirational. And listening, obviously, to your inner child, because this is all going to be about enhancing some of your emotional healing. Very likely, I think for some of you guys also, that if there is a change in a relationship or there is meeting somebody new, especially with this card, it might make you feel more incentivized to kind of get on track with taking better care of yourself. Now, for the fifth card, you get the finances and abundance for the month ahead. We have the strength card that's coming up for you guys. Beautiful card. This basically means that when it comes to your money, you're feeling very confident. There is a sense of also being more courageous and maybe taking risks when it comes to your finances. You're tapping into your inner strength. You're practicing a lot of patience and also compassion when it comes to your values and your resources. And this is about kind of tapping into resilience for financial steadiness. I think there's like a gentle kind of persistence about you this month that's really helping you overcome any like monetary hurdles. And I also think about how, the sun is kind of connected to the strength card. And there can be a sense of you really focusing on better self-esteem and feeling a little bit more secure and believing in it before the money actually arrives. Now, for the sixth card, you're going to be getting challenges to overcome this month. You get the Eight of Wands reversed. So I'm not surprised there's some kind of like retrograde things that are happening in the skies. This means that you may be experiencing what you're overcoming is frustration regarding delays. Saturn is retrograde, Neptune is retrograde. We're going to be seeing Mercury going into shadow, and Uranus is retrograde. So this is a month where things kind of slow down a little bit. It may mean that, there is frustration over lack of momentum or lack of energy. I know a lot of Cancer and Cancer risings are going to be readdressing or reassessing their schedule, their routines, or their health this month. So my advice is to really just, take a step back, take a breath, slow your progress a little bit and reassess where you're going. Because this is meant to kind of come up to test your patience a little bit, obviously plan accordingly. Do avoid making any rush decisions because that can actually cause more kind of setbacks, and pace yourself. We don't want to burn ourselves out in October. Now, the final card that you guys get is the general guidance and outcome card. And the card that you guys get is the Wheel of Fortune. Amazing card. I mean, it means that October is really about cycles. It's going to be about change. Many of you guys are going to feel like destiny is calling and you're going to have opportunities for good luck. Now, this is going to be turning the fortune in your favor. So this is about kind of embracing some of the shifts that October holds because it's leading to positive transformations by the end of the month. Hope that's helpful, Cancer. I'll catch you guys back here in November. Hey, Leo and Leo rising. Welcome to your October Horoscopes. I hope you guys are well. Excited to chat with you about the month ahead. Let's get started with the first card, which is going to represent your overall energy for the month of October. The card that you guys are going to get is the Hangman reversed. So this can be a little tricky. It does mean that this month you're going to be kind of facing some resistance to change. Maybe you're taking time for inner reflection. Maybe you're kind of feeling like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Watch out for stalling or any issues with fear that's coming up, especially when it comes to making sacrifices. I liken this to some of the energies of Saturn and Neptune coming back into Pisces, where you're reevaluating joint assets, grief, or some kind of spiritual healing. Right now, it's all about breaking free in October from this limbo and releasing old perspectives that's going to unlock some new, fresh energy for you in the month ahead. Now, the second card is going to represent your career and your ambition. And the card that you guys get is the King of Wands reverse. Well, it's addressing you personally, Leo. Obviously, you're a fire sign. So this does mean that you're kind of working out some kinks this month, especially when it comes to your impulsiveness, any, risk-taking behavior, moving too quickly. Maybe you're feeling like there's a lack of direction at work, or there is like a sense of dealing with some overbearing like leadership issues. I do see this as a month where you're supposed to be really tempering your ambition to kind of like avoid burnout or making rash decisions. You want to be focusing on clear goals to regain your professional momentum, and also really focus on bringing back your kind of creative spark and feeling a little bit more creatively fulfilled. Now, for the third card of this month, this is going to represent your love and your relationships. And the card that I got for you guys is the Page of Cups. So this is kind of a good sign for relationships. Those of you guys who are single, there may be a connection with somebody new or new relationship connection that is brewing. This means that when it comes to love, there is a sense of feeling more inspired, more romantic, more creative, and you're really tapping into emotional energies and like your sensitivity when it comes to partnerships. I do think that if there is somebody new who's coming around, there might be a really strong romantic kind of connection, and existing, partnerships that are committed can also have a sense of renewal. The Page of Cups is really teaching you to open your heart up, to be more gentle, and to be a little bit more imaginative when it comes to what the future holds for partnerships. Watch for support or help that can be coming from a water sign, like a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. Now, for the fourth card you guys get for health and self-care, the card that you're getting is the Knight of Cups reversed. So, I could see this as when it comes to like your health, there is moodiness that's coming up, or there can be mood disorders, or maybe there's sleep issues that are happening. You might feel a little bit emotionally off kilter. I also feel like this is a time where you're becoming more aware of where there's some unrealistic expectations that you have for yourself, and it's creating some like emotional blockages. Really guard against escapist tendencies with this card coming up. Be careful with the habits, anything that you're drinking or consuming or watching excessively, because it can kind of throw you off kilter. This is a month to really focus on grounding yourself in new practical routines that's going to stabilize your overall emotions as well as your well-being. Now, for the fifth card you guys get for finances and abundance, this is the Five of Wands reversed. So this is actually positive in a reverse position. It means that if there has been some frustration over money, which I know a lot of Leo and Leo risings have been having with the eclipses, this is now wrapping up that kind of September period where money has been a little wonky. It also means that there's going to be an end of like conflicts with money. Maybe you're feeling like people are more cooperative with you. Maybe you're avoiding, rivalry when it comes to financial matters. And if there has been financial tensions, they're going to start to ease, but it's going to ease through teamwork and support from other people working together. So you want to focus on kind of collaborating and finding harmonious paths to prosperity, and trying to do that through, funding, or through budgeting, or kind of managing resources with another person. And it's all about really kind of bringing back the give and take and finding that balance and seeing that there's less resistance this month. Now, for card number 6, these are the obstacles and the challenges that you're going to have to overcome in October. The card that I got for you is the Hermit card. Okay, so that's still tying to some of your financial things. But this is also meaning that you are going back and forth, I think, when it comes to introspection, taking time alone, right? Some of you guys are focusing on finding inner guidance, or, taking solitude, and you're trying to kind of find the wisdom that comes from, pause and reflect. But it can also mean that if you're isolating too much, things can actually feel rather heavy. Use your alone time wisely, be productive when it comes to reflection. Do this without withdrawing completely. I think that there is going to be a huge focus, obviously, in this next month on some changes that are kind of going on in your home zone. So some of you guys might feel like, okay, there's a lot changing at home. There's a lot of things shifting. And what you're going to be asked to do as you're kind of getting into November is find ways to get creative and kind of socialize again and connect with other people. So don't get so swamped and wrapped up in getting consumed by either emotional matters or things at home that you lose contact. Try to make time for other people as well. And like I said, be productive with that alone time. And then the final card that you guys are going to get is the guidance or the outcome card for the month ahead. And the card that I got for you guys is the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a little obviously challenging. It does make me feel like you have to be really diligent about kind of looking at both your health as well as your finances this month. Because this is a card that does deal with hardship. Okay. So it could be as simple as feeling isolated or feeling kind of slighted in a way. It could be as complex as, hey, I'm really struggling, to pay the bills, or there's some issues that are kind of coming up with work, or, dealing with a health matter. So I'd be asking myself all month long, is this healthy for me? Is this a healthy habit? Is this a healthy thing that I'm consuming? Is this a healthy way to feel? Because I think this month is all going to be about acknowledging the struggles that are coming up and finding ways to be able to better kind of ask for help, and find, support systems can then come in and they can kind of help guide you towards recovery and also a little bit more warmth. Leo, I hope that this is a good month for you guys. Good luck, and let me know what happens. I'll catch you back here in November. Hey Virgo and Virgo rising, welcome to your October Horoscopes. I hope you guys are doing well. Excited to see what the month has in store for you. And we're going to start with the first card, which is going to be the general overall energy for the month of October. The card that you guys get is the Judgment card reversed. So this means that one of the things that you're kind of looking at in October is where there is some self-doubt that's coming up. Maybe it's a lack of awareness or a blind spot, or maybe there is a sense of there being a delayed kind of awakening that's coming post-September's eclipse in your sign. I think what this really means is that this month you're really overcoming your own inner critic. Maybe it's a call for self-forgiveness, and also it's an opportunity to really clarify your path this month, especially when it comes to some big decision making. Now, I liken this also to the fact that you are going to be seeing a lot of energy going through Scorpio, which is about a transformation of how you communicate and your frame of mind. This can include how you speak to yourself as well, and Mercury shadow is going to help you work out all the details. Now, for the second card, this is about your career and all of your ambition in this month of October. And the card that you get is the Queen of Cups reversed. So watch for themes that are kind of connected to water signs. So, Pisces, Scorpios, as well as Cancers can kind of be popping up this month in a career sense. But it can also represent your emotions that are kind of coming up about your work or your career. There can be some emotional kind of conflicts in regards to how you balance out your home as well as your professional life, especially as you get to the end of the month. Now, I know work has been quite crazy with Uranus in your career zone, but I think that this is about feeling like there is some emotional things that are a little turbulent because of some changes that are going on at work, or some suppressed feelings. I really feel like this is about better balancing your intuition with logic at work, maybe addressing emotional blockages to enhance productivity as well as success. Now, for the third card, this is going to be about your love and relationships this month. And the card that I got for you is the Eight of Pentacles. This is a great card. It means that when it comes to relationships, you're really doing your damnedest to see that you're working out all of the issues that have maybe been cropping up this year with eclipses in your opposite sign of Pisces, as well as the eclipse that we had last month. So I see for many of you guys, this is about really kind of, focusing on team building exercises. It could also mean that you're just putting in a lot of hard work when it comes to relationships. And hard work pays off. So if you have an invested effort in connecting better with people, communicating better with people, and you're really dedicating more time to kind of nurturing relationships, they will become stronger. And you're going to find that some of your bonds are going to be more reliable this month. Now, for the fourth card, this is going to represent your health as well as anything connecting to self-care. And the card that I got for you guys this month is the Six of Cups. So this is actually pretty positive. It means that emotional overall well-being is good. There can also be a return or reconnecting to an old health habit. It could mean that you're going back to an old gym, that you're reconnecting with, maybe old kind of lifestyles that kind of brought you joy in the past. Because this is a card that's about, nostalgia or the past, or like a reunion of some kind. So maybe you are going back to see your doctor, maybe you are going back to the gym, or you're going back to like a dietitian. This is also about kind of reconnecting with health habits that are going to be providing you with a lot more joy. And also maybe a little bit of playtime too, because this can be about like that childlike energy and habits that are really going to be nurturing your spirits. Now, it is possible that some of you guys might feel like you're finally getting some clarity on an existing health issue and you have a lot to celebrate because you've been overcoming some of the, past kind of healing issues that have been coming back up over the last couple of months. Now, for the fifth card, this is going to represent finances as well as abundance. And the card that I got for you guys is the Eight of Wands. So this means that there are going to be, big things happening in finances for you this month. I think that's also kind of marked by the full moon in Aries and the new moon in Libra in your own personal finance zone and, one that's kind of connected to other people and lending. But quick decisions are going to be made in regards to money this month. You'll see lots of progress as well as some action and opportunity to kind of renegotiate getting what you want. Money flows very quickly in October. I think that if you seize swift opportunities for investments or gains, and you're being a little bit more decisive with your action, you're going to be able to kind of strike while the iron is hot. But watch for moving money too quickly or for things kind of moving around. You need to keep an eye on everything and stay organized. Now, for your challenges for the month, the sixth card is going to be talking about what you're trying to overcome. To which I get the Five of Cups reversed. So it means that this is a month that's about accepting things the way that they are and moving on. You guys are still feeling some of the fallout from the eclipses last month where you are changing, your relationships are changing. There is a sense of letting go of like old ego related issues, embracing new partnerships. And I think that some of you guys might be feeling like you're recovering from some sense of loss. That can be emotional, physical, financial. And really, this is about letting go of any regrets, focusing on what is left, how you can heal, how you can progress and move forward into the future, not getting stuck in a funk and trying to stay motivated. So I'd really say focus on affirmations and like being mobile or physically active this month, because if you slow down, you're going to find that you're going to kind of get stuck emotionally and it's going to be harder to kind of pull yourself out of that. Now, the final card that you get is the general outcome for the month of October, and that you get the Queen of Wands. So you could be emerging at the end of October feeling more confident, more energized. There can be a lot of opportunities for travel, creative projects, and you can have support from a fire sign. So watch for Aries and Leos and Sagittariuses that can potentially pop in. But this can also just really represent that by the end of the month, you're like, okay, what hasn't killed me made me stronger. You're feeling more confident, you're feeling more independent, and you have a lot more determination, okay? So it's like you have to remember, I think I can all month long. Embrace more of like a fiery spirit and really focus on some of your self-assured actions because I think it's gonna lead to a lot more vibrance and success as well as some breakthroughs for you this month. Good luck, Virgo. I hope it's a good one. I'll catch you back here in November. Hey Libra and Libra risings, welcome to your October 2025 Horoscopes. I hope you guys are doing well and happy birthday to you if you guys are experiencing a birthday this month. Let's see what October has in store. We're going to start with the very first card, which represents the general overall energy for the month of October. The card that you guys get is the Six of Wands reversed. Now, this basically means that October is going to have you kind of feeling like more or less there are some frustrations because you're not getting the recognition or the approval that you are seeking. Yes, there can be some setbacks. Some of you guys are feeling like, maybe you're dealing with some excessive pride or ego stuff that you're trying to kind of clear up. And really the theme here is humility. Humility in October is key. It's about kind of recovering from maybe some minor ego hits and also celebrating some of your small wins more privately. Now, eventually later in the month, you will see your chart ruler Venus go through your sign, and it'll make some oppositions to obviously, Neptune and other planets. And so something to kind of think about is refilling your own cup, not feeling like you need to get recognition from partnerships, not feeling like you need to get recognition from work, and not taking it personally and giving yourself a pat on your own back. Now, the second card is going to be talking all about your career and your ambitions this month, to which I get the Seven of Wands reversed. So obviously this is talking about, progress feeling a little stalled and also feeling like you're getting tired of having to stand your ground a little bit. So you might kind of feel like because of delays, because of, lack of kind of things kind of coming together organically, it could also mean that your professional a claim is being delayed. So it's kind of feeding off of the Six of Wands reversed. And it's about learning to kind of advance even against the odds. Even if you're feeling like things are pushing against you, you keep moving forward. This is also about kind of persisting quietly to build towards some of your future kind of goals and professional triumphs, which I do think is going to be successful longer that we kind of get into 2025. Now, for the third card, this is going to be about your love and relationships. And the card that I got for you is the Ace of Swords reversed. So this can be a challenging card. It means that communication can definitely be a little tricky this month. There's also potentially confusion that's coming up, or lack of clarity, or feeling kind of blocked in how you express yourself or connect or communicate with other people, particularly in love relationships. It means that you have to watch out because there can be some misunderstandings that could arise. People are taking things out of context. Maybe you need to be more mindful of how you're communicating and kind of expressing yourself. This is also about seeking truth and clear dialogues in relationships and kind of like clearing out any issues so that way you can restore your balance in relationship connections. Maybe, meditating on stuff before you talk about it, writing a letter or sending an email after thoroughly kind of going through it and figuring out what's the best thing to say, how you truly feel, and how to come across in a way that's going to be a little bit more diplomatic and kind of reaching across the aisle to, make amends or, kind of focus on being a team player. So not communicating or failing to kind of respond to people can actually create bigger problems this month. Now, for the fourth card, this is going to be about your health and your self-care. And the card that I get for you guys is the Moon reversed. So this is a card, obviously, that is positive because generally the Moon represents being paranoid, kind of being in the dark, not knowing, being afraid. So it means that there is a sense of clarity that's going to be kind of coming up for you with your health and your self-care habits. It means also that you're finally releasing fear or overcoming illusions. Maybe you're becoming more honest and realistic with yourself about what health habits or routines aren't working. Maybe you're getting some kind of feedback from doctors, or maybe you're having some kind of an epiphany. And obviously with the Moon reversed, your anxieties can then fade. This is about trusting your instincts with your health this month. And when you do, that the illusions kind of start to lift. It's also leading to better mental clarity and better sleep. Now, the fifth card is going to represent your finances and your abundance for the month of October. The card that you get is the Star card. So this is a positive card. It does talk a lot about hope and inspiration and feeling a little bit more serenity and kind of feeling rejuvenated financially. Obviously, something you guys are going to be seeing here pretty soon is once Venus, your chart ruler, is kind of leaving your sign, it's going to go into Scorpio, and there's going to be a lot of energy focusing on finances this month. There will also be a Mercury retrograde shadow, so you have to thoroughly look through any documents or commitments or major purchases, and you really want to be focused on looking at your budget. But I think you're optimistic. I think that as you're approaching financial situations or financial prospects, you're really kind of following your vision for this is what I want to create. This is what I want. And you're really manifesting more abundant opportunities. And perhaps you're doing this in some kind of communal or group way. Now, the sixth card is going to represent your challenges that you have to overcome this month, to which I get the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So there can be a feeling like sometimes it's hard to focus. There can also be a sense of you being frustrated with not getting the quality that you want out of something. That could be something you're buying, that could be, your work, that could be relationships. And also facing some sense of burnout. I think that you guys have to really pay attention to some of the stuff that's been coming up with previous eclipses, where there needs to be some adjustments being made to either where you're working or how you're working so you can have better mental, mental, emotional, spiritual balance. So for many of you guys, this is about realizing that, hey, I'm a little burnt out. You want to avoid being too much of a perfectionist. There can be too much mental overload that's also kind of coming up with this card. And feeling like, okay, it's time to, delegate or pause to prevent any skill erosion or exhaustion in your day-to-day. Okay, so really focus on the details, forget the rest. If you need to take a day or so to just kind of collect yourself so you're not overdoing it, so be it. And the final card represents the outcome card for the month of October. And the card that you get is the Page of Pentacles reversed. So this can mean that you're dealing with an earth sign. So it can be like a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn. It can also mean that maybe part of the rebalancing is realizing that you have to, be willing to make sacrifices, and that less is more, right? Less work could be less money, but it can also give you better peace of mind, and it can give you time to regenerate. It can also mean that you're kind of frustrated because you felt like this month there was lack of progress, or maybe there was missed opportunities. And you want to be careful because it can be because of impracticalities that you're kind of like adopting. So really ground your ideas in reality this month. Adjust plans to turn potential setbacks, I think, into practical lessons. Be very cautious with money and expenses. There can be a sense of just money kind of flowing out and not really having a fine sense of your budgeting, or maybe kind of overdoing it. And you'll find that as you get into next month, there is going to be a sense of kind of reassessing or readjusting just where finances have gone and how you can kind of recoup things or kind of better straighten out your budget. Libra, I hope it's a good month for you, and I'll catch you guys back here in November. Hey Scorpio and Scorpio risings, welcome to your October 2025 Horoscopes. I hope you guys are well, and if it's your birthday this month, happy birthday to you. Let's see what the cards have in store for the month of October. We're going to kick off first with the first card, which is going to represent the general overall energy for the month ahead. The card that I get for you is the Page of Pentacles reversed. So this can mean that you are kind of sorting through some financial stuff this month. It can also mean that you're reassessing the direction that you're going with your self-esteem or your resources. And keep an eye out for support that can be helping and coming from other earth signs, Virgos, Tauruses, or Capricorns. Now, truth be told, this month you might be a little flustered. You might be flustered because you feel like you're not just seeing things kind of go the way that you want. Maybe there is a lack of progress. Maybe there's some missed opportunities. Watch out for anything that's dealing with impracticality. For you, this might be the effects of the incoming Mercury retrograde shadow that you're feeling, or you're going to be reevaluating or reassessing, borrowing, lending, or anything that deals with debt. Now, I really want you guys to focus on, trying to get better organized, keeping tabs, budgeting, getting things in order when it comes to documents and paperwork. And this is all about refocusing some of the scattered energy that's been kind of coming up for you guys recently. Also, it's about taking practical steps forward that's going to help you manifest your goals amongst some of the distractions in the month of October. Now, the second card that you're going to get is regarding your career and your ambitions. And for that, you get the Page of Cups. This can be addressing you personally because you're a water sign, but it can also be about channeling the energies of the Page of Cups and really focusing on initiating new things revolving around what you love, your emotional connection to your career, as well as creativity, intuition, or emotional messages that are coming your way. Likely this month, you're feeling a little bit more emotional when it comes to your professional life, and this is about innovative ideas flowing at work. It's also about listening to your hunches, especially if you're in a creative or an artistic field, and really focusing on empathy when it comes to your inner office relationships. Now, the third card deals with your love and your relationships this month. And the card that you guys get is the Star card, and the Star card is coming up reversed. So it can be a little challenging in relationships. Obviously, with Mercury getting ready to retrograde in your sign, there can be a lot of kind of putting your foot in your mouth and trying to figure out how to better communicate and connect with other people. I do think that this is a time where, for many of you guys, you're really focusing on healing something. The Star card is about healing doubt. If you have been feeling disconnected in relationships, if you've had a lack of faith when it comes to romance. But don't fear, Saturn and Neptune are back in your romance kind of area of your chart. So it's giving you another couple of months to kind of focus on what you really, truly love and desire. Now, October is a month where you want to be rebuilding hope in partnerships and addressing any insecurities to kind of better restore inspirational connections with others. Now, on the fourth card, this is going to be regarding your health and your self-care. And the card that you guys get is the Justice card, and it's coming up upright. And this is positive because it is about balance. And you're going to see this through the new and the full moons themes this month, where it's going to be about initiating, new kind of reflective habits, and then also taking a look at what's going on with your health and your habits with the Aries full moon. So focus on trying to keep the balance, the mind, body, spirit balance. This is also about facing the truth when it comes to a health or a wellness situation, and cause and effect and personal accountability when it comes to your routine. So it's likely that this month that balance is going to be restored through honest self-assessment, rest, and better organization. If you're focusing on fair habits, they're going to lead to, I think, a better overall sense of well-being. Now, the fifth card is going to be dealing with your finances and your abundance for the month ahead. And the card that you get is the Temperance card. So that means timing is everything for you guys. This is about balancing things out, budgeting, pacing yourself, not making any sudden decisions. Also, I think in the incoming Mercury retrograde, you're going to see a lot of financial reorganization in November. So focus on being patient when it comes to your finances. This is about taking kind of steady, measured approaches that are going to be yielding better financial harmony and opportunities, and blending your resources wisely for better sustainability in the long term. Now, the sixth card is going to deal with the challenges that you're going to be up against or overcoming this month. The card that you guys get is the Judgment card reversed. So you're tackling issues with self-doubt. You are finally coming to the awareness that there are some things that you really need to finally handle. Maybe there's been a lack of clarity. Maybe there has been delayed decision-making, indecisiveness. And October is the month where you really want to confront your inner judgments. It's also about practicing forgiveness, and that if you're doing this, it can accelerate some kind of transformation that you're going through in October. And then finally, the seventh card is going to represent your general outcome and what you're going to be experiencing come the end of the month. The card that you get is the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting that you started the month with the Page of Pentacles reversed, where you're kind of flustered about money, you worked through some issues, you got better organized, and also came out the other side feeling, I think, a lot more physically and financially grounded. This can be help that's coming from a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo, but it's really ultimately, it's a queen, so it's going to be about nurturing, security, practicality, growing things, and your generosity. So this month, you're going to be finding that it's all about embracing abundance through caring actions, nurturing things, and really focusing on stability. And if you do that, warmth is going to be your reward. Scorpio, I hope this is helpful for the month of October. I'll catch you guys back here in November. Hey Sag and Sag Rising, welcome to your October 2025 Tarot Scopes. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's take a look and see what the tarot has to say for you guys for the month ahead. Now for the first card, this is the general overview for what you should be experiencing in the month of October. The card that you get is the King of Cups reversed. Watch for challenges that can be coming up emotionally, feeling dissatisfied, or some issues in regards to your emotions, your relationships, or perhaps a water sign. Could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. But overall, the King of Cups reversed represents being knocked off your throne, having issues with emotional imbalances, moodiness, as well as potential manipulation that's coming to the surface. This is about stabilizing fluctuating feelings, and it's also about seeking more emotional clarity and being more emotionally mature so that way you can navigate some of the things that are coming up for you in relationships this month. Now we're going to see in the second card, this is going to represent more for you guys your career and your ambition. And the card that I get for you is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this means that you're kind of struggling when it comes to some kind of dependence. It can be financial dependence. It can be dependence on a person. It can be about feeling like stuck in a job or, needing more support in the workplace. Sometimes this comes up where you're kind of feeling neglected, or you're not getting what you need, or there is an imbalance at work. Now, this is about finding that balance again, right? It's about rebalancing your work life. It's also going to be about avoiding maybe overgiving to other people and kind of reclaiming practical control when it comes to your career. Now, one thing I'll tell you guys is that I do feel like there is a world of emotional changes. You're still kind of watching Jupiter going through Cancer, so there's a lot of home and emotional family shifts that are happening. And now that you're coming off of the eclipses that happened in your career and your home zone, now you're focusing on being able to get support from other people. Now, as you move into the third card, this is going to represent what October has to say when it comes to love and relationships. And the card that I got for you is the Four of Pentacles. This is obviously reversed, so this means that you're releasing something, you're letting something go, you're changing directions. It can also mean that you're practicing being more generous with other people, maybe letting go of material items or like letting go of old hangups. Now, I think this is about loosening the grips on security and learning to have a little bit more freedom in relationships and being a little bit more open with other people. And I think this is going to be inviting freer, more kind of giving connections. You'll see towards the end of the month that Mercury is moving through your sign and it's getting ready to retrograde in November. It will oppose Uranus in your relationship sector. So it does also talk a little bit about needing to communicate differently in relationships, giving somebody a little bit of like leeway, and practicing being a little bit more open in your communication style. So I think it's about not looking at relationships as something that is a material thing that you want to have and possess. You want to have more freedom when it comes to love. Now, the fourth card is going to represent your health and your self-care this month. And the card that you get is the Seven of Pentacles that is coming up upright. So this basically means that, when it comes to your overall sense of health and well-being, you're really being asked to focus on, being patient with yourself, giving yourself a little bit more time, investing more in your health, especially when it comes to your long-term vision for your self-care. And also it can be about evaluation. So you can be kind of checking in, how am I doing when it comes to my habits? How am I doing with my fitness or my overall health? And I think that this is about really assessing the progress that you have made in recent months when it comes to your overall well-being. Now, sustained efforts in routines will definitely yield big results. So I feel like a lot of this is just how much dedication and time you're putting into some of these habits. And also, if you're investing in terms of like quality, so quality food, quality supplements, quality care, that's going to be what's really important for you in October. Now, as for the fifth card, this is about your finances and abundance. And the card that you guys get is the Temperance card reversed. So this basically means that something that's going to come up with money this month is a sense of feeling like there is an imbalance. It could be that there's too much excess, there could be too little. You might also feel like there's like lack of harmony when it comes to financial situations. And it's really important for Sag and Sag risings to really curb impulsive spending here. I also feel like this is a time where there can be necessary expenses that are somehow tied to family or kind of like home investment or property related things. And it's about, if you are going to be doing that, then you need to do it in a moderated type of way. So this is really to kind of prevent any financial disharmony. It's also about not kind of letting resources kind of flood too quickly in or out of a particular investment or situation. Now, the sixth card is going to be your challenges to overcome this month, and that you get the Eight of Cups. So this basically means that emotionally, you're kind of going back and forth with toying with the idea of walking away from something. I think about Scorpio season, kind of being like your subconscious zone, and there'll be retrogrades there. So maybe you're releasing old kind of blocked emotions, fears, negativity, resentment, and dealing with where you have been a little disillusioned. And maybe you're seeking a deeper meaning when it comes to, your life or your spirituality. Now, this means that you're going to likely be finding that the challenge is to leave unfulfilling situations, jobs, relationships, bad habits, and really be focusing on introspection, because that's going to guide you towards having a little bit more emotional fulfillment this month. And the final card is going to be the guidance in the general overall outcome, to which you guys get the Two of Cups reversed. And this means that at the end of the month, you're going to be realizing what's been rubbing you the wrong way, where there's been tension, where there's been broken communication or imbalances that's taking place in relationships. And I think it's really about healing relational rifts and like taking stock in what relationships are worth investing your time and energy into and which ones you're going to kind of cut your losses with. You may have to have honest talks to kind of realign and have better mutual understanding with partners. Those of you guys who are able to work through it can strengthen the bonds, but those of you guys who feel like you're at a dead end might decide to make some big relationship changes. Good luck, Sag. I hope this is a good month for you, and I'll catch you back here in November. Hey Capricorn and Capricorn rising, welcome to your October 2025 Horoscopes. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm excited to chat with you about the month ahead. Let's get into what the tarot has to say. Now, the first card that we'll be pulling is the general overall energy for the month of October. The card that you guys get is the Judgment card reversed. This means that you're working through some issues that need to be dealt with. Maybe there is some self-doubt coming up. Maybe you're feeling like there is some confusion or lack of awareness. And maybe there is some delays that you have been kind of experiencing that now you're finally working through. I think October is a month where you're overcoming hesitation and there can be like a personal reckoning that's happening. It can also be a time where if you're embracing self-reflection, you're going to have more clarity and more confidence in making some of these bigger decisions, but the time is definitely this month. Now, for the second card, this is all about your career. It's also about your ambitions. The card that I got for you is the Fool card reversed. So this means that when it comes to work, you want to watch out for being hasty. You want to watch out for recklessness, and want to watch out for, trying to do too much at one time. Obviously, we're going to be seeing a Libra new moon that's going to be in your home zone, and then we're going to see an Aries full moon that's going to be in your career zone. So this is a big month. Maybe you're taking some risks, but you want to make sure that you're not hesitating, you're not having poor judgment at work. It also is going to be a time where, I think that if you're taking calculated risks and you're being kind of entrepreneurial or independent, and exercising caution, it's going to prevent any missteps, and it's also going to give you the opportunity to connect and collaborate with the right people, and to be, I think, more creative at work as well. Traveling opportunities or venturing into new areas is very possible for some Capricorns. Now, for the third card on love and relationships, the card that you guys get is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is obviously a great card. This is a card that represents new opportunities, new beginnings, and planting new seeds. Physical, tangible kind of investments and relationships. So it can be professional relationships, but it can also mean that you're focusing on kind of growing or seeing like a relationship bloom or meeting someone new. So new opportunities will come. You'll see that there is prosperity connected to love, stability, and also lots of manifestation in your relationships. I think that this is about fresh starts in love, and doing it in a very grounded, kind of joyful, sensual way. It's also about investing in solid foundations for long-lasting bonds. Now, for the fourth card, this is about your health and self-care. The card that I got for you is the Three of Pentacles. So it means that this is a month where you're feeling proactive and you're wanting to get, a lot done when it comes to your health and your habits. Maybe it means that you're focusing on collaborating with other people. Maybe it means that you're working with a team in some way, or you're working out with friends. It's also about taking, I think, practical steps towards wellness that's going to bring you more so kind of like long-term vitality. And the Three of Pentacles is about, kind of finding the best systems that work for you. So there can be this sense of kind of trying things out, seeing what's working. Obviously, Saturn, your ruler, is moving back into the third house for you guys. So a lot of it can mean that you are going on a walking routine, or you're going to be biking, or you're going to be doing something that could be like journaling, something that's positive for your health or your mental health. So I would start there, and also know that part of what's also changing is some of you guys have had some fluctuations that have come up in your health recently with the Uranus ingress into Gemini. So with that going retrograde, you're actually going to see that some of the health challenges that have been popping up are going to kind of calm down a little bit. And now you're going to be feeling like you can move forward. Now, the fifth card is going to represent your finances and abundance for the month of October. The card that you get is the Three of Cups, which is a wonderful card. This essentially means that for you guys, really what you're focusing on is, celebration, community, being kind of joyed with, a financial situation, that there can be lots of collaboration and friendships that are also kind of coming up for you guys. And I think that abundance will flow in a financial sense for many of you. Maybe it's flowing through networks. There could be shared success that's enhancing your financial joy, and giving you opportunities to kind of celebrate with other people. And then the sixth card represents the challenges that you have to kind of overcome this particular month. So the card that I got for you guys is the Sun card reversed. Now, this means that there can be a sense of temporary sadness, or maybe there's some disappointment. Maybe you're experiencing a little lack of clarity or some blocked positivity this month. Remember that dimmed optimism may arise in October, but it's about seeking light through gratitude and dispelling any of the doubt or any of the shadows that come through. Also, the sun is going to be moving from Libra in your career zone into Scorpio in your social zone. So this is a good time to be around other people, to connect with other people, and reconnect with other people with this up and coming retrograde next month. All right, Capricorn. Well, the final card that you have, the seventh card, is going to represent your guidance and the overall outcome for the month ahead. The card that I have for you is the Ace of Cups. So pretty nice outcome. I mean, I see this as kind of being a time where Essentially, relationships and people in support are going to come in this month, and it may pave the way for new professional connections. It may pave the way for new emotional connections or relationships. This is a month where if you're prioritizing and focusing on, I think, the positives and the support that you're getting from other people, you're going to realize how much love and how much support you're getting from other people, and that there is opportunities to kind of connect with new romantic connections, and maybe find some love amongst some of the kind of, I think, highlighted social opportunities that are going to be coming up for you in October. Capricorn, I hope it's a good month for you guys. I'll catch you here back next month in November. I'll see you soon. Hey Aquarius and Aquarius rising, welcome to your October 2025 Horoscope. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm excited to see what the tarot has to say. We're going to start off with the first card, which is your general overall reading for October. The card that you get is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This means that you could be dealing with some reassessments when it comes to your finances, your resources, and also your self-esteem. Keep an eye out for earth signs like Tauruses, Virgos, or Capricorns who can kind of give you some insight along the way. But ultimately, you're looking at matters of financial dependence, neglect, or imbalance when it comes to your money. This is about reclaiming self-sufficiency, nurturing your independence, and setting a stable tone for the month of October. As Saturn and Neptune retrograde back to your money house and you are coming off of eclipses that are very financial from September, it looks like you're ready to get your affairs in order. Now, for career and ambition, the card that I got for you is the Queen of Swords, and that is you, obviously, as an Aquarius Sun, Moon, rising. So you're really channeling this energy when it comes to your career and speaking up, being heard. It's also about clarity. It's about independence, sharp intellect, as well as truth in the workspace. This is about cutting through any confusion at work and being more honest and direct when it comes to your approaches professionally, especially so that way you can really kind of tap into your ambition. Just know that Mercury is coming into shadow, so you're going to have October and November to reassess or reevaluate how to approach people professionally or when to make a big announcement or a launch. Now, the third card is going to deal with your love and relationships for the next month. The card that I got for you is Temperance reversed. This means that really you're working through, in a love sense, where things are a little out of whack, a little imbalanced, maybe where there's lack of harmony or diplomacy in relationships. And honestly, you're having to just pump the brakes and take your time. This is about restoring equilibrium in your partnerships and having more moderation when it comes to your one-on-one, because it's going to prevent emotional extremes, and it's also going to give other people the opportunity to heal any issues that you guys might have. Now, for the fourth card, this is going to represent your health and your self-care. The card that I get for you is the Four of Cups. So this means that you're really taking time to think things over when it comes to your health, whether it's mind, body, or spirit. And also, I think a lot of this is about taking time for like meditation, rest, or contemplation. This means that you're reevaluating any missed opportunities, or you're reevaluating where you need to kind of make some tweaks in your routine. This is also about reflecting on where you're dissatisfied with the results that you're getting and being more mindful, because it's going to overlook things that you haven't been taking care of or what needs your attention when it comes to your health as well as your habits. Now, the fifth card is going to be dealing with your finances this month or your abundance. The card that you get is the Chariot. This is a wonderful card. It does mean that when it comes to financial matters, I do think you're going to see lots of kind of moments of victory, and with determination and control and willpower, you're going to be able to finally complete some of these karmic matters that deal with your financial situation. It means that this month you have a drive and you're willing to kind of move forward, and you have focus and determination. If you have disciplined efforts, it's going to lead to new financial opportunities. Card number 6 is going to be dealing specifically with challenges that you have to overcome in the month ahead. And you know what? I don't think there's going to be many, because what's kind of coming up for you guys is the Nine of Pentacles. So this means that maybe there is a lot of confidence. Maybe there is a lot of independence. Maybe there is a sense of resistance of working and connecting and collaborating with other people because you're like, I want to do it on my own, or I'm used to kind of managing things. So what's going to come up is like needing to look at themes revolving around self-sufficiency, luxury, discipline, as well as independence. If you're over-reliant or too self-reliant, that's going to throw everything out of whack this month. Solitude is great. Just don't isolate yourself. And this is really about balancing your independence with connection with other people. But all in all, it means that there is going to be a lot of like financial success, and there can almost be like too much of a good thing that's coming up this month. And it's trying to kind of get you out of your comfort zone. And maybe it means that there could be a tendency to overly indulge in luxury or to kind of consume too much. And then the final card that you guys get, which is the outcome card, is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's coming up reversed for you guys. So this means that, you are a little reluctant to change. After all, you are a fixed sign, and we're going to see some other fixed signs energies as planets move through Scorpio, so it makes sense. It means that there's still going to be positive things at the end of the month, even if you feel like it took a little bit longer to get there, or you kind of took a bit of like a long way to get there, and you're being asked in October to adapt to cycles. And this is about being kind of more flexible, and if you are, then you can turn what appears to be delays or setbacks into growth opportunities. Aquarius, I hope this is a good one for you guys. Definitely let me know, and I'll catch you guys back here in November. Hey Pisces and Pisces risings, welcome to your October 2025 Horoscopes. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's take a look and see what the tarot has to say for you guys for the month ahead. Now the first card is going to represent the general overall energy for the month of October. The card that you guys get is the Strength card. So it means that in October, it's all going to be about your courage, your inner strength, as well as patience and compassion. This is about harnessing more of this gentle power this month and using some quiet resilience to help navigate some of the dreamy waters that are kind of going on during Scorpio season. For the second card, this is going to represent your career and your ambitions this month. And the card that you get is the Tower reversed. So this means that generally whatever kind of chaotic things that have happened actually happened, I think, last month under the eclipses that were in your and your opposite sign, Virgo. This means that this month you're getting lucky, you're avoiding disaster, you are also working through fears of change, and maybe there has been some upheaval that's been going on at work. And now you're going to see stability is going to start to return. And I connect a lot of that to also the up and coming Mercury retrograde next month in your career zone, which you're going to start seeing is kind of getting worked out this month in October. Anyway, stability returns after some of the shakes and quakes last month. And this is also about really, being careful with how much change you're resisting, because I think you're really focusing on getting ready to rebuild something about your professional foundations. Now, the third card that I get for you guys is all about love and relationships. And the card that I get for you is the Seven of Pentacles. So this is good when it comes to patience in relationships, reevaluations, reassessments, maybe who or what you're investing time or energy or money into, and your vision for relationships really kind of shifting. So I think that this is about really nurturing relationships that are in balance, harmonious, growing existing bonds. But it can also be a time where if you're putting more effort into relationships, it's going to yield, I think, deeper and better emotional rewards. It can also mean that even though there's been a lot of changes in relationships and maybe you've shifted more towards yourself, you're more cautious revolving around just exactly who you're going to invest your time with. And you're going to be a little bit more particular about what kind of relationships you want in your life. Now, for the fourth card, this is all about health and self-care. And the card that I get for you guys is the Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, so watch for anything connected to fire signs, Aries, Leos, or obviously Sagittarians. But with this card, it can mean that you are feeling like there is some kind of blockage that you're trying to move through. Be careful with haste, okay? Especially anything where it can involve, speed or being a little clumsy or something where you're dealing with stuff that could be sharp or heated. So if you're doing any medical procedures or anything like that with that stuff, be careful. It's also about kind of feeling like there is a sense of lack of direction. So really you need to, this month, I think, slow down when it comes to impulsive health actions. This is also about challenging, kind of channeling this energy into something that's a little bit more mindful, and you want to avoid kind of health burnout. I think for a lot of you guys, there's been much more of an emphasis on like creative projects and, focusing on, the changes that are going on in your relationship. So maybe there is a sense of just feeling like you need something to put your energy into that's going to be relaxing and it's not going to be super physical. It can also mean that, you're realizing that this is a time where if there are emotions that are coming up that are negative, it can actually be impacting your health. And they're going to be more negative emotions that you want to watch for. Now, the fifth card is all about your finances and abundance. And the card that I get for you guys is the Six of Wands. So this is very positive, as it means that financially speaking, you're going to see opportunities for victory. You're going to get recognition. That recognition is going to literally pay off. You'll see that there can be opportunities for success and progress. And I think this is a month where you're going to be celebrating your financial wins. I definitely think that's the case with the full moon that's going to be in your second house. And we're going to find that this is about maybe public or personal acknowledgments that are going to be coming your way. That's going to be boosting your self-esteem as well as your abundance. Now, the sixth card deals with the challenges that you have to overcome this month. And the card that I get for you is the Four of Cups reversed. So obviously this is a card that is about coming out of a funk. It's about, renewal and acceptance or a new sense of awareness. So this month, it's all about really emerging from a period where you have felt kind of stuck in the mud. Maybe you are, embracing offers and you're kind of breaking this pattern of stagnation. Maybe you're finding that doors are opening or that you're more kind of open to change and kind of getting outside of your usual kind of emotional routines. It can also mean that you're moving in the direction of no longer wanting to feel like a victim. And instead, you're moving on and you have kind of dealt with some of the emotions that have been kind of coming up in eclipse season. And now you feel a little bit more healed and renewed, and you're able to make some pretty significant changes. As for the last card, this is the guidance or outcome card for the month ahead. We get the Knight of Cups reversed. So once again, it's kind of talking to you, obviously, as a water sign. This can also mean that there are other water signs kind of getting involved in the mix, Pisces, Cancers, or Scorpios. But, this means that there is going to be like a renewal of emotions. It's almost going to be cleared and cleansed. You're going to come out of this month where you're going to feel like your mood has stabilized. There's better emotional balance. Maybe you have also, really grounded out some of your emotions and you have figured out how to use them as like momentum to kind of propel you forward. And that there has been clarity that's really been inspiring you, that's come up to have more balance in your emotions or in your relationships. This could also mean that you're feeling like you've overcome some of the hurdles last month. And even though it's been difficult, you're trying to be optimistic about what you're learning in the eclipse process. Pisces, I hope it's a good one for you guys. Let me know what happens in the month of October, and I'll catch you guys back here in November. For everybody who watched your 3 signs or your 12 signs, thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Make sure you click the bell button below and subscribe to the channel. Come back later in the month and let me know how these predictions are hitting for you guys and how you're feeling with October's astrology or, tarot predictions. I'll catch you guys back here in November. Until next time, take care.